What's going on, guys? I want to first off, I thanking anyone that's here. You could be anywhere in the world, but you're here with me, and I appreciate that. My video gonna be a little different. I'll talk about some horror movies slash franchises that tend to be popular, tend to be most fans love. That I just hate when to be the right word, but I just don't like. Um, I'm just not fans of for one reason or another. So these are movies that I see most people speak very highly of, or big fans of, or really enjoy. I talk to other horror fans that I'm, for the most part, I'm sure this isn't the case, but I feel like I'm on an island. I feel like I'm the only one that doesn't like these movies. I'm sure there are other people out there who don't like it or have the same issues that I have that I will explain about them. But anyway, like I always say, I do not like overcomplicating things that are fairly simplistic. So let's not overtalk it. Let's not overdo it. Let's jump right into it. The first one is actually a franchise. That's the 28 days, weeks, and years later. Um, I've never been a fan of them. Um, I've seen 28 days later once, 28 weeks later at least twice. I think that's it. And of course, 28 years later, I only seen just the one time. And I went in thinking, okay, you know what? It's been a long time since, Jesus, I've been married for 15 years. Yeah. Jeez. Um, I've been married 15 years. I have a son that's 18. Matter of fact, my son is 18, my daughter's 14, my son is 12, turning 13, and I have a son that next month will be 10. Say all that, say this. And all that 28 weeks later came out when I was still dating my ex from high school. So that's how long it's been. So I'm like, okay, it's been quite a long time. Let me go see 28 years later. Maybe, no, no, no. I didn't like it. Matter of fact, I like the other two. If I had to do a ranking, I'd probably do 28 weeks later first, 28 days later, and then 28 years, a very distant third. I did not like the film. I liked it less than I liked the other two somehow. Um, I just, I feel like they're overly nihilistic. And some people will say, well, that's the point. Maybe it is. Maybe that's a fair criticism of me that I shouldn't expect them not to be nihilistic. Fair. But that being said, I feel how I feel. I can only say what how I view it, and how I view it. I just don't. I don't think any of the characters are really that. The characters, for the most part, are just. I can't connect with them. I just. It's definitely a me problem. They're well made films. The acting's really good. Um, I'm not implying that they're bad films. I just don't like them, and that's a me problem. That's my personal preference. I just when I watch those films, I just don't get any enjoyment out of them. I don't get any. There's nothing I like about them. If I want to watch zombie or infected films, um, I just feel like there's so many other ones I can watch that I'd rather watch Dawn of the Dead. I'd rather watch Zombieland. I'd rather watch Return of the Living Dead. Like, there's so many other films I'd rather see than these. And they're in my collection. I'm never gonna get rid of them. Um, but they're gonna be more visual pieces than anything. It will be a long time, if ever, that I revisit these. Next, I talked about this already in another video, so I won't spend too long. But the two Evil Dead, um, from the original trilogy, the two sequels from the original trilogy. And again, that's a me thing. I'm not the biggest fan of horror comedies. I'm not the biggest fan of comedies in general. So it's not crazy that the two films that are the most comedic in a franchise are the two that I dislike the most. So I've never seen Shaun of the Dead. I've had zero interest in seeing that. I might watch it one day, just to watch it, because I know it's such a classic. But now, even like I said, I mentioned Zombieland earlier, but honestly, I can I've watched Zombieland maybe 3-4 times my entire life, and I'm not the biggest fan of it. You know, um, but The Evil Dead 2 and Army of Darkness, I just never could gel with those movies. I appreciate them for what they are, but not for me. All right, next. Cabin in the Woods. So, I like this movie. But I like it because of the ending. The ending is everyone's favorite. And the ending is way too short. It should have been way longer. We should have seen more monsters. The first half of the film is just, I don't find it entertaining. I honestly don't. I know some people say, well, it's supposed to be generic. It's supposed to be um, supposed to be like every other Cabin in the Woods movie. That's the whole point of it, is making fun of it. I get that. I do. I really do. But you give me that ending. You teasing me a better movie. You teasing me a more entertaining, more exciting, more fun movie, and you give it to me only for like, how long is that ending sequence? 5 minutes, if that. And all those characters are so cool looking. And I'm like, who the fuck is Kevin? And why is he on the same board as, a merman, a werewolf, a unicorn, and everything else? Like, even the unicorn thing I thought was really clever. Evil unicorn going around, stabbing people with his horn. Like, I thought that was really cool. Like, I wanted that movie, not what they gave us. So, do I like it? Sure, but I think it's a big disappointment. I think it's a big disappointment. I think them giving us those 5 minutes wasn't a plus, it was a minus, because it showed us a better, more fun, more entertaining movie than what we got. And that's a shame. I really do wish it would have been more of that as opposed to what the first half really was. And all the characters were, and like I said, it has its good moments. It has its when the girl tells the final girl tells Sigourney Weaver character, he said, "Well, we sacrifice a virgin." She's like, "I'm not a virgin." She's like, we make do. Like, that was funny. But the characters overall were very just uninspiring. Wasn't much to them. And again, some people will argue, well, that's the point. And I'll argue back, fair. That was a creative choice they made. But like with any creative choice, they can make it. They have the ability to make it. And I have the right and ability to say that didn't work for me. So, and that's why I stand with Cabin in the Woods. American Psycho. I watched the movie once and I didn't like it. So I watched it again years later, thinking, okay, it's been several years. Maybe I wasn't in the right state of mind. Maybe I just wasn't the right time for me. Let me try to watch it again because I hear so many people praise this movie, talk about its brilliance, talk about how great it is. Yeah, it still wasn't for me. And that's okay. Not everything's going to be for you. This movie isn't for me. I don't like this movie one bit. I don't like the. I think the ending's stupid. And maybe I'm just I don't possess the intellect necessary to comprehend what happens, and I'm willing to admit that. But my simple-minded, uh, prime, primitive primate brain didn't grasp the ending, and I didn't like it. Um, you know, I know it's supposed to be a satire, and there are parts of it that I find to be, quite funny when he talks about, all the different shampoos and conditioners and body oils he uses. It's like a laundry list. It's like, Jesus Christ, you're taking a shower, bro. That's pretty funny. But overall, man, it just wasn't for me. It wasn't my vibe. Is it well made? Is it well acted? Sure. But as far as, a movie that I like as much as other people, no. So yeah, no, American Psycho just was not the movie I is not a movie I love. Um and I definitely appreciate the message it's sending, the insignificant lives that these um, Wall Street punks live, and how just they think so highly of themselves, and really they're not. They're nothing. They're just empty vessels. And so I do like the message. I do like what they were trying to portray. Christian Bale, of course, is amazing. It wasn't for me. So that's all there is to it. And finally, if I had to rank like all these movies, I can say it's a me thing. It's my own personal preference. But none of the movies I dislike. I don't dislike American Psycho. I don't dislike Cabin in the Woods. I just didn't really vibe with American Psychos. I wish Cabin in the Woods was the ending was a bit longer. I wish we got more of it. I wish we got more of the monsters as opposed to the, you know, 2 seconds we got on screen. And 28 days, weeks, and years later, again, this isn't my vibe. But the well-made films, the well acted, Evil Dead 2 and Army of Darkness. Again, I'm not a big comedy guy, so that's not for me. I'm not the target audience. this movie I generally fucking don't like. Like, I fuck this movie. A Quiet Place. I had, at one point in time, was on this Facebook page, and we talked about horror films, and I had mentioned I liked this movie. And I said I didn't like it because in the very beginning, you're telling me in a post-apocalyptic world where there's aliens, monsters, whatever, if you want to be super specific as to what they are and get into the semantics, fuck off. No, not just fuck you, fuck your mother too. Okay? So whatever label you want to put onto these things, these creatures, you know the senses of the hearing. Now this is the path they had walked apparently many, many times. But you live in a dangerous world overrun by creatures. You're going to walk hand in hand with your wife a football field's length away from your children and that type of environment. What the fuck is wrong with you? And then your son, doing what kids do, is going to play with a toy and get eaten. I have to watch the kid die because you don't know how to keep your fucking family together. And I posted that, and people started to be like, well, now I guess not everyone can be as good as a dad as you. And it started, just being sarcastic. First off, fuck you, and fuck your mother, fuck your grandmother, fuck your sister, and fuck your whole family line. You bunch of cunts. Listen, you can't convince me fucking Casey Anthony would keep her daughter close in that type of environment. Like, you are the worst parents in the world. You're the worst parents in the world. And this is a movie where it's just them. It's just them. It's a character film where we're with these characters the entire film and nobody else. And I hate them from the very first 5 minutes of the film. What the fuck? Okay. There's that. You get your wife pregnant. She's literally on the verge of giving birth. She's right there. You decide it's a good time, meaning the dad, to take his son on a fucking hiking trip. Knowing that any stress, any issue, any problem, anything that could happen to your wife would potentially induce labor, bring into this world a screaming, crying, offensively loud little human that would be a dinner bell for every creature. And their hearing is apparently extremely good. So the radius of a crying child would be astronomical. And that's when you decide to go out on your little hiking trip? When your wife can give birth at any moment? You have 3 other children. One of them's dead, but you had 3 other children. I have 4. Okay? One thing I know, labor can happen to your wife at any moment. Right? Doctors can do the best to pinpoint. They can do the best to guess when the baby's coming. But when that baby's ready, it doesn't give a fuck about what your guess was. It's going to come. Especially the dad in this movie made me so frustrated. I hated his character. I hated it. I hated everything he did. You're gonna walk and leave your children, your toddler son and your preteen daughter, walking by themselves a football field length away? I see mothers in the grocery store telling their kids, come on, keep up. And they're going to buy bread and milk. You're walking in a post apocalyptic world with creatures running around. What the fuck are you doing? How does that make any sense? And then you're going to take your son and say, we'll have some father son bonding time while your wife is sitting there and at any moment she can go into labor, leaving her, your newborn baby, and your daughter all at risk? Because you and your son, you decide, well, now's a great time to go for a walk and have a man-to-man moment. You could have done that months ago. Or you could have done that after the baby's born, when you know the baby is safe in a quiet place, and you have the ability to have more control over it. When your wife first gives birth, any woman gives birth, they're probably, at least as an adult, in the most vulnerable state. What the fuck are you doing? This movie frustrates me. I don't like this movie. I don't like the dad. I hate the dad. Fuck him. Now, I think it's beautiful, beautifully shot. I think it's such a awesome. They had the young actress, a young girl, be deaf, and they commit to the sign language. Like, there are things about this movie I love, or at least I can appreciate. But you're having me spend the entire movie with a character I can't stand. A dad that leaves his toddler son a football field length away with his preteen daughter. A dad that takes his son to go on a fucking man-to-man, journey itself while his wife is pregnant and can go into labor at any moment. These are things that should not happen. These are things that make me dislike and hate your character. So, for that reason, I can't watch this movie. It just infuriates me. It frustrates me. I hate what they did. You could have done anything. You could have put another, because when a kid died, all I'm thinking is, oh yeah, fuck those parents. Y'all walking like y'all walking in Central Park on a Thursday afternoon, and just enjoying the nice fall weather. That's not the fucking case. There's creatures around here. People are dying, and you're just walking around. Fuck out of here. No, hell no. This movie is beyond frustrating. This movie is beyond making me upset. I hate this movie. This is the only movie I can say I hate. Yeah, there are things about it I can admit are done well. I can admit the story is interesting. I can admit it's beautiful. I can admit I love how it looks. I love the story. I think it's very interesting. I think it's very. It can make for some great stories. This wasn't one of them. This was this story. The way they set up the dad, the mistakes they had him make were unforgivable. Unforgivable. And as a parent, especially a parent, as a parent, anytime we know there's danger around, or we suspect something is off, we keep our kids closer. We don't let them go a fucking football lengths away from us while we're walking with our wife like a lovesick fucking teenager. No, I don't like this. Like the other movies, I'm not as big a fan of them as other people, but I can still appreciate them. I can't appreciate this movie. I can't appreciate the stupidity and the nonsensical way in which the father. Yeah, I put on the father because the father is supposed to be the head of the household. Why are you having your kids that far away? Why are you going on a hiking trip with your son when your wife's about to go into labor and a power keg of a situation that can go bad very quickly? It could cost your whole entire family their life. Why take that chance? I don't like this movie. This one I don't like. Like this one I genuinely don't like. And I have it. I bought it. I remember when I bought this, I was so excited. I'm like, oh yeah, I've heard such great things about it. I can't wait to see it. No, this movie wasn't it for me. We talk about having expectations and it whether they're met or not met. This not only did not meet my expectations. This movie, I don't. I almost feel like I got like someone switched the DVD the Blu-ray. I feel like someone switched it. Like this isn't a real movie. There's no way. There's no way I saw the same movie as everyone else. There's no way. I feel like I've been bamboozled. I mean punked. There's no way I'm watching. I watched the same movie as everyone else did. There's no fucking way. Yeah, here we are. Everyone praises. Anyway, I ain't going on and on. I do not like this movie at all. You can't tell me I'm supposed to sit there with a bunch of characters and I feel nothing but the deepest, passionate, burning hatred for them the entire time. Like I'm just looking at the film, and anytime, even if it's supposed to be a sweet, tender moment, I'm like, "Fuck you! I hate you. Your son's dead because of you." When the dad died, I cheered. I don't like that movie. I don't. I do not like that movie. So that was my list of films that the the other ones. It's just a preference thing. I can appreciate them. I can understand why they're good. I understand why people like them. They're well made. I just personally don't like them. Except for The Quiet Place. Fuck that movie. I don't like that. I don't understand why people. What movie were you watching? How can you look at someone make that big of a blunder, that big of a snafu, that big of a life altering mistake, a life taking mistake, cost him the life of his son, and you're like, oh, I can't wait to see the rest of this movie with this wonderful family. The Did someone switch the disc? Is that the wrong? Did I see the wrong movie? Cause what the fuck were y'all watching? I don't know. Yeah, I The Quiet Place. I am like, if I had to rate these films, American Psycho, I still give like a 7 out of 10. I still think it's a good movie. It's well made. Cabin in the Woods, I'll give like a 6 out of 10, maybe a 7. Evil Dead 2 and Army of Darkness, I'm giving both of them at least an 8 out of 10, just for being entertaining. If nothing else, 28 years later, I'll probably give like a 7 out of 10. 28 days later, I give that a 9 out of 10. Because I can still appreciate it and say it started the whole infected versus zombie, that started with this film. Are they infected or are they zombies? So yeah, a 9 out of 10, maybe a 10 out of 10, because it changed the genre. 28 weeks later, probably like a 7 out of 10. So I still give them all pretty high scores, even though I don't like them. I still can appreciate 2 out of 10. 2 out of 10. Don't ask me to spend 2 hours with a movie, in a movie with characters who I hate. Okay, don't ask me to do that. So, yeah, no, 2 out of 10, and that's being generous. God, I hate that movie. I don't like that movie at all. But anyway, I'd love to hear what everyone else thinks. I'm sure there'll be a lot of people who are fans of A Quiet Place. I know there are, but I don't know. What movie were you guys watching? You know, how were you able to let that go? That the parents made that much of a mistake. That the dad was seen to be just that careless in that type of environment. Like how can you let that go? I'm asking, like I'm genuinely asking, because maybe I don't know, maybe I might be able to let go one day. I doubt it, but maybe. But in the meantime, no, that movie's not. Me and that movie don't don't see eye to eye. Anyway, guys, thank you for watching. Have a good day. Be safe.